follow the fictional white god, its fictional prophet, and by extension, we would follow the whites themselves. The name of the fictional prophet and their false religion is called Muhammad and Islam.
Hold on. Pause it. I had to pause it with Candace's face showing there, okay? Because I'm not going to let her off the hook on this one. No, I'm not, okay? First of all, it is true. And just like I told you guys, the Bible is the white man being birthed on the earth by who knows. And these Arabs are the children of these white people when they first mingled on the earth with the sun people. Okay, now Candace, you're a Christian. I can't separate Christians from Catholics to Protestants to Baptists, all these different denominations of Christianity. They're all the same. They all got one general theme. Okay? You're going to be saved by Christ, a man who died on the cross. But what does it say about the Christians to start a pagan religion, a fake religion, to initiate a lie, a false pretense on God's name, to steal a piece of land back? Now, I'm not going to sit here and quote this white man here as truth. Okay, so who knows what the true purpose of it was? Who even know if it was truly the Catholics who started this? But we do know that Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, and all the 7 religions, or these 7 nations that they mention in the Bible, in Revelations, they were all started from ancient Kamit. They all were stolen from the ancient knowledge of the source sun people, the beginning, the original sun people of this earth had already established civilization and connections with the goddesses and gods, the ancestors and ancestresses, the nature spirits, the supreme being, the great god Amen, the great goddess Amenet. It was already established. But you sitting here with this serious look on your face, Candace, like you exposing something. But you're exposing your own religion as well. You're exposing both of you as false, fake.
They use their written perversions as a tool to control the thinking of Afurakani, Afuraitkaitnit, in an effort to enslave our spirits, our physical bodies, and make us self-destructive. The Bible is not a holy book. It is not divinely inspired. The Bible is a series of writings which are perverted fragments of ancient writings from Kamit. The Bible is less than 1,600 years old, while the writings from Kamit are over 20,000 years old. The title Holy Bible is a translation from Helios Biblos. The term biblos is derived from papyrus or papyrus, which is a plant used to make paper. The term paper is derived from papyrus or papyrus. The term Helios is the Greek language perversion of the name of the god Ra. The Holy Bible, or Helios Biblos, or Helios Papyrus, is actually a white perversion, meaning the papyrus of Helios, or the papers, book, of Ra. It is a series of plagiarisms and perversions describing the whites' false worship of their fictional god. The Torah, which are the first 5 books of the Old Testament of the Bible, are not holy writings. They are not divinely inspired. In the language of Kamit, the term dua means worship. Tua Ra, thus means worship of Ra. This is a title of many compositions written in Kamit by Afurakani, Afuraitkaitnit, for thousands of years. Tua Ra, or the worship of Ra, was corrupted by the whites into Torah and used as a title for a series of written plagiarisms and perversions describing the whites' false philosophy and worship of their fictional God. The Quran is not a holy book. It is not divinely inspired. The Quran is a series of perverted fragments from ancient writings of Kamit. The term ku or aku in the language of Kamit has been used for thousands and thousands of years in Kamit to describe illumination, wisdom, divine intelligence. The ancestral spirits are thus called aku, meaning the illuminated or shining ones, or those who have embraced and exude divine wisdom. The whites and their offspring use the title Ku-Ra, or divine wisdom of the Creator, and corrupted it into Quran. This is why they call the Quran the Book of Wisdom. It is a series of plagiarisms and perversions describing the whites' false philosophy and worship of their fictional God. The Vedas are not holy scriptures. They are not divinely inspired. The Vedas are a series of perverted fragments from the ancient writings of Kamit. Veda is from the root Ved, meaning to know. Veda is also pronounced Beda, which is a variation of Buddha, the corrupted form of the name Ptah. It is through Ptah that we come to know who we are, or come to realize Nuk Panuk. The whites took the name of the god Ptah, which was also pronounced Ptah, and used it to name their various writings Veda or Veda. The Vedas are a series of plagiarisms and perversions describing the whites' false philosophy and worship of their fictional gods and goddesses. Ra and Ra'et, the creator and creatress in creation, who function together as the great spirit in creation, are the divine living energy moving through all things, giving life, movement to all things. The whites and their offspring attempted to force Afurakani, Afuraitkaitnit, into the false belief that whites had a special relationship with God by creating a fictional prophet who was to bring the true religion of God to the people. They desired to control the actions of Afurakani, Afuraitkaitnit, by forcing the false belief that there is only one God and only one true religion. The whites desired to make Afurakani, Afuraitkaitnit, stop our communication with the great God and the great goddess, Amen and Amennet, our communication with the goddesses and gods, our ancestral spirits, and the nature spirits, so that we would follow the fictional white god, its fictional prophet, and by extension, we would follow the whites themselves. The name of the fictional prophet and their false religion is called Muhammad and Islam. Prophet Muhammad never existed. The term Muhammad is a term the whites stole from the God who is the male spiritual force that operates through the great river in Kamit, often called the Nile. Because it very rarely rains in Kamit, the people of Kamit are greatly dependent on the great river for the growth of their crops, the well-being of animals and themselves. The people depend on the great river for their survival and their ability to live a good life. The great river of Kamit is the longest river in the world. The name of the god of the river in the language of Kamit is Hap or Hapi. The great river Hap flows through the entire country of Kamit. In the language of Kamit, Reset means south and Met means north. Because the god Hap governed the entire length of the country, the people referred to this god as Hap Reset, meaning Hap of the south, as he flows in the southern part of the country, and Hap Met, meaning Hap of the north, as he flows in the northern part of the country. It was this aspect of the god of the river, Hap Met, or Hap of the north, that the whites and their offspring who invaded Kamit were familiar with. The term for water in the language of Kamit is Mu. Mu Hap Met thus means waters, Mu, of the northern Nile, Hap Met. It refers to the god Hap, this spirit force in creation, as he operates through the river water of the northern Nile. The whites corrupted the title of the god of the waters of the northern Nile, Muhammad, into Muhammad. For thousands and thousands of years, Afurakani, Afuraitkaitnit, have communicated with the god Hap and invoked his spirit under the names Hap Reset, Hap Met, and Muhammad. Not only have we fed our bodies with the water of the God, we have also energized our spirits with the unique energy of this spirit who operates through this river water. Every year, the rainy season in the land south of Kamit causes the water of the great river in Kamit to swell until the river floods its banks, creating a tremendous lake. After a certain period, the flood waters begin to decrease until they are no longer flooding the land on both sides of the river. The land on both sides of the river, after having been underwater for a period, is now very wet and fertile. At this time of the year, the people of Kamit have always gone out to plant seeds in this fertile soil. Because the land is so wet and fertile after the flood of Hop, a harvest of large crops was usually guaranteed. The coming of the god Hop to soak the land on both sides of the river is thus the coming of one who is a bringer of a great harvest, abundance, a good life, and peace. The whites applied this knowledge of the god Hop Met to a fictional white male and created the false belief that this fictional character was the last messenger of God and came to bring the world peace, or Islam. The term Islam is another corruption of the whites. The root of the term is Salim. Salim is a corruption of the name Sarem, which is an ancient title of the god Hop. In the language of Kamit, Sarem is composed of Sa, which means shrine or sanctuary of a god or goddess, and Rem, which means tear or moisture from the eye. The swelling of the waters of the river is said to be caused by moisture or a tear from the eye of Ra, Ra'et, the great spirit, because moisture in the eye indicates compassion. The goddess Aset, as she operates through the star system Sapatit, called Sirius, was referred to as the Eye of Ra. It is from Aset, or Aset Sapatit, the Eye of Ra, that the divine teardrop falls, which begins the swelling of the river Hop every year. This is because the yearly flood of the river was occasioned by the rise of the star Sapatit. When this star, which is the brightest star in the sky, would rise at the beginning of the year, it was an indication that the great flood was coming. Thus, for thousands of years, the people of Kamit have celebrated the beginning of the flood of the river Hop during a holy day, now called the Night of the Drop, meaning Night of the Divine Teardrop from the star Sapatit, or Eye of Ra. The river Hop is a sanctuary, Sa, of the divine moisture, or tear, Rem. Afurakani, Afuraitkaitnit, depended on the god Hop Met, or Sarem, for survival and abundance as a means to maintain peace as a way of life. The whites corrupted the god Hop Met's title Sarem into Salem, Issalem, and Islam, and claimed that it meant the religion or way of life of peace. The spread of Sarem, or Muhammad, the waters of the northern Nile, over the country was corrupted by the whites into the spread of Issalem, or Islam, and Muhammad throughout the country. The god Hop is also the spiritual force operating through the great river of stars called the Heavenly Nile. He is thus referred to as Hop-Ur, meaning Hop the Great. In your body, Hop operates through the blood, which is made up mostly of water. Blood leaves your heart to flood the organs, structures, and tissues of the body. Cells in the body receive nourishment and energy from this flood so that they can execute their function in the body. The various functions of the god Hop, as the spirit operating through the river on earth, the river of stars in the sky, and the river of blood in your body, were corrupted by the whites, applied to their fictional white character Muhammad, and used to manufacture a life story for this fictional character. The whites and their offspring have no special connection to the Supreme Being. They have never had any prophet sent to them from the Supreme Being teaching any religion, and this they will never have.